Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the review. Today we're going to talk about Tokita Ohma from Kengan Ashura. Now, I will admit that Kengan Ashura actually slipped under my radar, and I'm actually watching it right now on Netflix after I review this, and it sucks because that show is kind of awesome. I love Baki, so I'm a big Baki guy. So it's weird that this went completely under my radar. I just don't know what happened, so I'm going to admit to that one. This is something I'm going into blindly. I'm very much enjoying it. It's weird because I thought I wouldn't be able to mix that 3D animation style with the 2D mix of it, but it's working for me. It's vibing. But yeah, it's very Baki-ish, so I'm totally okay with that. I haven't gotten too far. I'm on episode 4 right now, but this is Tokita Ohma, and I am thoroughly enjoying this man's weird coldness. But the coldness isn't because he's just like a cold dude. He was raised on like survival from what I'm getting. And he's kind of just learning like the bricks of it. But the musculatory system on this is wild because they actually have this single frame, which is really dope. But they do, before you even try to like get around, they do include another frame that actually has, as you can see here, this is going to be like the torso split, so you can actually get that other part of articulation that you would like. But it's cool that they included it like this as well too. As you can see here, our sculpt on the hair is immaculate. I really like it. I think they really kind of gathered the look of this in like a 3D aspect. I think it came out really fantastic. It looks exactly like Ohma. So look wise, articulation wise, I think that they've captured a lot. So I want to see articulation wise what I can kind of do with this guy. I'm very excited. Like I kind of want to like ball through it so I can really get like crazy. But this looks, oh, my focus, sorry. This looks really, really crazy. Like, look how good this looks. This looks fantastic. Right? Look at that. The musculatory system is crazy. Let me actually, there we go. You don't want that to bunch up in the belt. Never. That's never what you want. So as you can see here, it could fold in. This is dope. This is really dope. Now, as you can see here, we have amazing bicep, that butterfly joint. I've always enjoyed the butterfly joint system on the Storm stuff. Because as you can see here, we can put our arms up. We can defend ourselves. Our legs can go all the way out. This is really good because I have learned in Kengan Ashura, like, the way people kick and do, like, it's crazy so far. There is one dude he fought super early on that was, like, ridiculously, like, bashing his skull, and it was kind of crazy. Okay. So one thing I want to talk about is when you do this, when you cross your legs, you have to be careful with this torso, which I'm learning right now. You want to be careful with this torso because the legs will rub up against this. So what you can do is you gently lift and get over first. So I'm learning that just now. But we can do our splits this way. You're going to just rotate it. There we go. So as you can see, it can stick on now. So just be careful with this torso when you're doing that. As you can see here, this is wild right here though, because where does the torso? Ooh, okay. Like this is gonna be nice. But we do have issues with this torso here because with this one, you want to be careful. But this is really, really nice. You have your thigh swivel here. I'm actually like breaking this out for the first time because I should have been able to review this before NYCC, but I wasn't able to. We have a nice, double edge crunch here. Our ankle pivot, let's see what it's like. Oh, okay. And we have our toe pivot. So I mean, you can do some Muay Thai moving. We have our bicep swivel here. As you can know, with our musculatory system here, it prevents like, even though there's the double joint here, it moves like a real human joint, like especially if you had the hard flexing muscles. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't translate well into toys with hard muscles. Like it just does not. Okay, so what we've learned here so far is that articulation is really solid, but our issue is going to be our upper torso. Excuse me, it's going to be our upper torso for the seamless torso, right? But we do have a fantastic look here. So this is really, really good. Now, what I am going to do is we're going to pop it off and test it right now. Like, let's do this. We're going to do this all on camera. So I want to pop these out as well. So you see that piece there? You want to pop that out as well. Right? I'm going to keep it like that so I don't lose track of what I'm doing, because I would like to test both torsos and see what's going on, because this has to be made to pop out easy so you don't have any issues later on. Now, when we pop this torso on, it still looks really good, even with our like whole seamless thing going on with the other one. But you know me, I'm gonna prefer my articulation, roticulation. It's all the same. Ooh, that was satisfying. I won't front. That was really, really satisfying. Let's pop this one in. Oh, yeah, that felt good. Ooh, okay. We get a little bit more freeing here. Let's pop on Ohma's. I don't know which head I had on, so forgive me if I mess up. But, ooh, okay. Okay. So we actually have a little bit of extra thigh swivel here, which I'm just finding out. There we go. In our shorts legs. So there's extra thigh swivel here. So there's actually really a lot of articulation here. And then with our extra torso here, you actually can get more poses. This is fantastic. I like the look of this a lot. I don't mind the breakage in the torso. I don't mind it at all. But as you can see here, it's going to look a little bit bunched, obviously, from the back. What you're going to do is, because you can't see what you're doing it, there you go. You can see you can just fix it. But yeah, I'm going to have so much fun doing Baki-like martial arts moves. This really makes me feel good about what's upcoming for Baki. Because if a lot of thought is put into it for this guy, for Kengan Ashura, I can only imagine what it's like for Baki. Like, look at this. Right? This is exciting. Like, this really is super duper exciting for me. Like, it's been a while since I've got to just sit down and play with toys. So it's super exciting to just sit down and have a small play day as I review a bunch of things on camera. And between Stoneheart, between the Mr. Negative pack, between Tokita, this has been really a lot of fun today. You know what? Let's go straight into the accessories since we're here. Let's just talk about it. We do have a like grit teeth sculpt here, which I think, like I said, the hair in this is really, really immaculate. And it's soft too, so you don't have to worry about messing it up or breaking it. It's all soft sculpted, and I've always enjoyed that about the Storm stuff. Here we are with our neutral smiling face that I had on earlier. Actually, see, I messed up there, right? And then for this sculpt, we have another non-smiling neutral sculpt there. So like I said, I've thoroughly enjoyed this Tokita so far. And then as far as our hands go, you already know that we started off with our torso, my ashy ass hands. I can't believe that. As you see, we started off with our seamless torso. We have now swapped into something else. And then we have open live action hands. So these are your open palms, which you can use. I do like the skin color they do too. We have our, what I call the karate chop, the salute, the martial arts hands, right? You have more open action hands. I like these. These carry a lot of personality with them. And then you have your open grapple hands. Very important when you're doing any sort of wrestling moves, arm bars, suplexes, things like that. Especially like when you can cross them finger-wise, right? That soft plastic does make a difference. One of the best effects that I've seen so far, though, is this open splatter punch effect. There is room in there for the fist, but this is an overhead splatter punch effect, which means, from what I'm getting, just like in the show, when you use it, is to simulate like there is blood released on impact from your punch, which this is dope. So let's slide that fist in there. Like I said, this is really solid. I'm going to fix my camera's focus as soon as I work on my articulation. There we go. Look at this. This looks fantastic. Like, this is hard to explain because I don't think it's going to show up that well on camera. But I gotta say, like, the way that this figure is done is so nicely done. I don't know why this went so far under the radar. I'm very happy that I have this figure. This came out exceptionally great. So without further ado, though, we are going to compare Tokita to the other character, Ryan, and some collectibles. So let's get to it. Hey guys, now we're going to jump into the size comparison. Kyurei Ryan is probably the one person I can compare, obviously, in the show to him. So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to compare to some other Storm stuff, because we know Storm is a little bigger than most other lines. But here we are with Kyurei Ryan. And I realized, looking back, I actually got a little further than what I said earlier. I actually got to episode 8. But I was so enamored in it, I thought I was only at episode 4. So there I go tripping. But as you can see, he is slightly bigger. I popped the seamless torso back in because I wanted you guys to see just how they look, both with seamless torsos. Looks really good. So I'll be reviewing him soon, hopefully, as well too. Then we can jump into some other Storm stuff. So I have a few guys that we can use. One of them being, so here we are with Axel from Streets of Rage. As you can see, he's a little bit around the same height, slightly smaller maybe. Then we have Tekken's Hayachi Mishima wins, right? Next up, we will do Jin. I'm actually really excited because Devil Jin is on his way. So as you can see here, he sized up pretty well with other Storm collectible stuff. I don't know what it is about the Kengan body types, but I'm thoroughly enjoying. I don't know if it's newer designs, newer plastic, or maybe these slimmer bodies, but I'm really enjoying it so far, right? And then a little bit similar to it, here we are with Sagat, following that cool style of cool dudes in shorts. So I would love to do some shots of him versus Guile. It's gonna look utterly fantastic. Next up, here we are with Evil Ryu. Evil Ryu is just a tad bit smaller, right? And then just for fun, I threw in King, because I feel like if we're gonna do like fighting stuff, right, having King there and a bunch of other fighters, it makes sense to do it. And it's weird too, because my King hand just popped off because it grazed up against like another figure, and it's wild because he's been actually sturdy on display for quite some time now since I got him. So as you can see, this is really cool. King is actually, wow, widely bodied over him. So this is really cool to like see this in a way that it is. You can see just how much smaller he is compared, like slim body wise. That new seamless body looks really nice. I wouldn't mind that on certain stuff, especially because it's included with the unseamless body, like the lined body is what I'll call it. But it's really cool to see that because it's crazy, because it makes a difference for photos. It really does. But to include that other bodies, if you want maximum articulation, is really nice and thoughtful. So I appreciate that. Let's take these guys away as we wrap up. Like I said, it's been really cool to get into a new anime as I learned from the toys and not vice versa. So that's been a nice and cool experience. This has been really fun, and I really like. This looks really just like him out of the anime, and that's really dope. But I do want to say again, thank you to everyone who has been subbing. We're really close to 100K, and I'm going to do this for the next few videos to make sure that people understand, like, very appreciative of what you do. Please continue to share my work, like it, subscribe it. It has made a big difference lately. So I just want to say thank you very much. And as always, please be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.